Hello and welcome to the next edition of the HP Discover podcast series. I'm Dana Gardner, Principal Analyst at Interarbor Solutions, your host and moderator for this ongoing sponsored discussion on IT innovation and how it's making an impact on people's lives. Once again, we're focusing on how companies are adapting to the new style of IT to improve IT performance and deliver better user experiences and better business results. Our next innovation case study interview examines how Health Shared Services BC in Vancouver has improved process efficiency and standardization through better integration across health authorities in British Columbia, Canada. We'll learn how HSSBC has successfully implemented one of the healthcare industry's first service asset configuration management systems to help them optimize performance of their IT systems and applications. To learn more about how HSSBC gains up-to-date single view of IT assets across a shared services environment, please join me in welcoming our guests. We're here with Daniel Lamb, Project Manager for the ITSM program at HSSBC. Welcome, Daniel.
Thank you.
We're also here with Cam Haley. He's the Program Manager for the same ITSM program at HSSBC. Welcome, Cam.
Pleasure to be here.
Gentlemen, tell me first about the context of your challenge. You're an organization that's trying to bring efficiency and process improvements across health authorities in British Columbia. What is it about that task that made better IT service management an imperative?
So, yeah, I'll take that. So I think if you look at sort of the healthcare space where it is right now within British Columbia, we've really got the opportunity to look at using our healthcare funding more efficiently, and specifically really to focus on delivering more clinical outcomes for consumers of the services. So that was really one of the main drivers behind the formation of HSSBC, which was to really consolidate some of the key supporting and enabling services into an organization that could deliver sort of a standardized set of service offerings across our health authority clients so that they can focus on clinical delivery. So that was really sort of I think the key business driver around, why we're here, why we're doing some of those things. So for us to effectively, deliver on that mandate, we need the tools and the capabilities, the process capabilities to be able to effectively deliver more consistent service outcomes, all those things that we want to deliver there. Really look at reducing, cost over the long term so that those costs could be, again, shifted into clinical delivery and to really enable those outcomes.
Great. Thank you, Cam. Daniel, why was a service asset configuration management system something that was important to accomplish this?
So we've been in the process of a large data center migration project over the past 3 years, moving a lot of the assets out of Vancouver and into a new data center. So we've standardized on HP infrastructure up there. And we have, when we put in all the health authorities, it's going to be upwards of around probably 6,500, 7,000 servers to manage. So it just become, as we merge to this super organization, manual processes just don't exist anymore. To keep those assets up to date, we need an automated system. And so the reason we went for this product set, which included the asset side and the configuration and service management, is that's really our business, right? We're going to be managing all these assets for the organization, all the configuration items, and we're providing these services really. So this is where the tool set really fitted our goals.
So other than the scale and the size and the migration, were there any other requirements or problems that you needed to solve that moving into this more modern ITSM capability delivered?
Well, I think just to build on what Daniel said, so I think one of the key drivers in terms of identifying the tool set, the capabilities, was to support the migration of infrastructure into the data center. But along with that, we provide a set of services that go beyond data centers. So that tool capability that's been delivered in supporting that outcome enables us to focus on optimizing our processes, really getting a better view into what's actually happening in our environment. So, having the CIs in the CMDB, having the relationships develop both, at the infrastructure level, but all the way up to the application or the business service level. So now we've got a sort of a view up and down the stack of actually what's going on. So we get better analytics, we've got better data, so we can make some better decisions, right, as well, around where we want to focus, where are the pain points that we need to target. So we're able to mine that stuff and really look at opportunities to optimize. So the tool, allows us to, standardize our processes, roll out the capabilities. Automation is built into the tool, which is, fantastic for us in terms of, taking that manual overhead out of that, and really just allowing us to focus on other things. So it's been great.
Any unexpected benefits, ancillary benefits that come from this standardization, this visibility, knowing your organization better that maybe you didn't anticipate?
I think we've been able to track down everything that's out there, right? That's one thing. We just didn't know. We almost didn't know where everything was, what we had, sort of thing, right? So in terms of being able to forecast to the health authorities, and this is how much you need to park for maintenance, that sort of thing. That was always a guess in the past, right? We now have that up-to-date information available. I think what this has done is it's also laid the platform for us to be able to take advantage of the new technologies that are coming in. So this what HP is talking about at the moment. We can't really take advantage of that without having this base platform there, right? So if we were, so it's going to allow us to take advantage of a lot of the new stuff that's coming out, and so.
Right, so in order to get the efficiency and cost benefits of new infrastructure and converged systems and data center efficiencies, having your ducks lined up and understood is a crucial first step.
For sure, yeah, definitely.
What's of interest here at HP Discover? What are you looking at? What's piquing your interest in terms of what HP is doing, or new developments, or does this now allow you to then progress into other areas that you're interested in?
Yeah, we're definitely. I mean, personally, I'm looking at obviously the new versions of the product sets we have at the moment. We've also been speaking to other customers on our success of what we've had, and so giving them some lessons learned on how things worked. And then we're looking at some of the other products we could build onto this: the PPM, which is the project management tool set, the BSM, which is the integrating, unifying the monitoring and that sort of thing, because that's really being able to put those products on is really where we'll start seeing even more value, like in terms of being able to reduce the amount of tickets and support calls and that sort of thing we have there. So I'm looking at that, and then just ad hoc interest is the things around the big data and that sort of thing. Just trying to grasp my head around, okay, how does that work for us? Because for sure we have a lot of data. We have a lot of data for so some of those new technologies are coming out as well.
Cam, given what you've already done, what has it gotten for you? What are some of the benefits, results that you've seen, any metrics of success that you can share with us?
Sure. So, I think the first thing I'll say is that, we're still pretty early in our journey. And so, we expect that, certainly out of the gate, if I just talk about what we've already achieved, well, I mean, one of the things that we've been able to do is really enable our staff to be more effective at what they're doing, right? So we've implemented change management in particular within the tool set, and that's giving us, again, a more robust set of controls around what's actually happening and what's actually going into the environment. And so I think that's been really important, not only for the staff, although there's a bit of a learning curve around that, but in terms of the outcomes for our clients, they're having, I think, a higher comfort level that we've got more insight or oversight in what's actually happening in the space. So we're actually protecting the services that they need to deliver by putting those kinds of capabilities in. So from a process perspective, we've certainly been able to get some benefits in that area in particular. From a I think a client perspective as well, by putting the tool set in, it helps us develop that level of trust that we really need to have an effective partnering relationship with our clients. And that's something I think that hasn't always been there in the past. And I'm certainly not saying that we're all the way there yet, but I think we're starting to show that we can deliver the services that the health authorities expect us to deliver, and we're using the tool set to help enable that. So that's also, I think, an important aspect. The other thing as well is that through the work we've done in terms of consolidating some of our contracts and maintenance agreements and so on into our asset management system, we've got a better view of actually what we're paying for, and we've already realized some opportunities to consolidate some contracts, show some savings as well. So, it's just a number of areas where we're already seeing some benefits, and we certainly expect as we start to, roll out more of the capabilities of the tool in the coming year and beyond, that obviously we'll get some of those standard metrics that you would typically get out of it, and of course we'll continue to drive out the ROI value as well that we expected. And so, we're already a good ways down that path, and we'll just continue to do that. Yeah.
Great. Let's see, any words of wisdom based on your journey so far for other organizations that might be struggling with spreadsheets and tracking all of their assets and all of their devices and even the processes around IT support? What have you learned? What could you share to someone who's just starting out?
So we had a few key lessons learned that we spoke about. One was the guiding principles that you're going to do the implementation by. We were very much of the approach that we would try to keep things as out of the box as possible, and let HP, as they were doing the new releases, they would pick up the functionality that we're looking for. So we didn't do a lot of tailoring, and we did the project in sort of short cycles. So we ensured these projects can go on for years sometimes, and a lot of money gets sunk, and there isn't value gained sometimes. So we sort of said let's do these in sort of more short sprint projects. We'll get something in, we'll start showing value to the organisation, then we'll get ready into another one, sort of thing. And that's sort of the cycle that we're working in, and so that's worked really well. I think the other thing is we had a great consulting partner that we worked with, and so that was key. We were feeling a little lost when we came here last year, and that was one of the things we met. We met a good consulting partner, and they've helped us.
And who was that consultant partner?
Effectual Systems from San Francisco.
All right, well, great. I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. We've been learning about how Health Shared Services BC in Vancouver has been gaining an up-to-date single view of their IT assets across a shared services environment. So a huge thank you to our guests, Daniel Lamb, Project Manager for the ITSM program there at HSSBC. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
And also Cam Haley, the Program Manager for the ITSM program at HSSBC. Thank you.
And thank you.
And a big thank you to our audience as well for joining us for this special new style of IT discussion. I'm Dana Gardner, Principal Analyst at Inner Arbor Solutions, your host for this ongoing series of HP-sponsored discussions. Thanks again for listening, and come back next time.